9 weeks left in the regular season, and lots of teams still have playoff dreams. The defending champs want the Kelly Cup again, but know they still have work to do. And could the ECHL be a 28-team league next season? Put on your dancing togs and step lively. ECHL week starts now.
Hi, welcome to another edition of ECHL Week. This time we come to you for the first time from Massachusetts. We're at the DCU Center in Worcester, home of the Worcester Railers. With every team now well into the second half of its schedule, an ECHL trend we've seen in the past couple of years continues. With just over 9 weeks left in the regular season, practically every team still has a realistic shot at postseason play. As a reminder, in all 4 divisions, the top 4 finishers qualify for a shot at the Kelly Cup. There's no division with a logjam like the North, where at the start of February, the top 4 teams in the group, Manchester, Adirondack, Wheeling, and Reading, are divided by just 4 points. It's hard to imagine that playoff positions in this group will be decided much prior to the end of the regular season on April 8th. In the South, Eastern Conference leading Florida and South Carolina look to be in great shape in terms of qualifying for the Kelly Cup playoffs. The Stingrays, in fact, are looking for their 11th consecutive postseason appearance. Things get really interesting in the rest of the division, where just 12 points separate the other 5 teams. In the Central Division, Toledo and Fort Wayne have jockeyed for position in the top spot, while Kansas City, Kalamazoo, and Cincinnati have cycled in and out of playoff position over the last few weeks. Now with Indy, winner of 11 of its last 15 games, in the mix, this is one more division which will likely take until April to firm up the playoff participants. ECHL leader, defending champ Colorado, is carrying the Mountain Division banner at this point, but which teams will join them in the postseason party? 12 points separate places 2 through 6, and it would be foolish to count out any of Idaho, Wichita, Allen, Tulsa, or Utah at this point. Earning 2nd and 3rd place will be key, though, because no team will prefer to take on the Eagles in the first round of the playoffs, although the Oilers do have 5 points in 4 games versus Colorado this season. The Kelly Cup playoffs begin the week of April 9th. Speaking of the Eagles, they followed up their first Kelly Cup championship with an impressive 2017-18 to date. Head coach Aaron Schneekloth is pleased with his team's results, but knows it has plenty of work left to do.
We've put ourselves in a great position right now, and we know there's a lot of hockey left, and we know our schedule is going to get heavier. We're going to face some big divisional opponents.
Hopefully we can stick in first place, and we've got a lot of tough games coming up. Playing some division rivals, and those are big games for us and big tests, and yeah, hopefully stay on top of the league and take it from there.
We're just like every other team. We're working to play a complete game, and as you see early in the season, you can win games by playing 20, 40 minutes of really good hockey and get away with it. The second half of the season, you got to be stronger and got to work towards getting that 60-minute complete game to be successful in the playoffs.
Guys are definitely hungry day in and day out, and Coach Niklas put everything in play for us, and we just got to come in with the game plan and follow what he has put out for us and do our job.
Will another team be joining the ECHL? A look at news is next on ECHL Week.
Please, oh.
The running of the bold dogs? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much money Aaliyah saved by switching to Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Bushy of the Kalamazoo Wings, and you can tweet me at kbushy7 on Twitter.
Time for our weekly look at news from around the ECHL. Numerous published reports say that a group in St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador is pursuing an ECHL team which could be in play as soon as this October. The group has made a presentation to the ECHL's Board of Governors, but sources say no vote has been taken regarding admission of the team to the league. Several organizations are reporting that an arena deal for an ECHL team is being delayed by the owner of the National Basketball League of Canada team, which plays in the Mile 1 Centre. Both the basketball team ownership and the group established by the city to operate the arena are headed to arbitration to hash out the dispute about who is permitted to operate a hockey team in that arena. An ECHL official, when contacted by ECHL Week, said the league had no comment to make about the matter at this time. St. John's has a successful history as an American Hockey League market, first as the Maple Leafs from the early 1990s through the mid-2000s, and then later with the Ice Caps, a team which was moved to Laval, Quebec after last season. The drawback about St. John's has been geography. The Maine Mariners, who start play next season, are the closest ECHL team to St. John's, about 1,300 miles away. Hockey's full of interesting stories, and we recently caught up with Tulsa Oilers athletic trainer Steve Lintern, who told us an entertaining one.
The best record of stitches is 13 for me, and that was an ear. It was our captain my first year, and he was just one of the old gutsy tough guys that, you know, never wore a face mask if he didn't have to or never wore a visor until he had to. He's been playing pro for 20 years at this point, and he's just a tough farm boy from Saskatchewan, northern Saskatchewan, and it was so exciting. He comes to the bench and he says, "Hey Steve, my ear doesn't feel right." He had just knocked the captain for another team head over heels to the fact that his blade came down through the top of his ear and out the bottom, if you will. 13 stitches later, he's coming to me and he says, "Can you tell Doc to go faster next time?"
You can hear more of our conversation with Lintern on the ECHL Week Speak podcast. That segment is available now. Find it on SoundCloud.
A couple of South Division teams do battle in our highlight game. Straight ahead on ECHL Week.
No doubt you're going places, young lady.
Thank you. And thank you for the interview as well. I can imagine it was the last thing that you wanted to do after such a long campaign meeting.
You really are a very intelligent young woman. You're very smooth.
You're very smooth yourself.
You have no idea.
Levier of the Brampton Beast, and you'll find me on Instagram at Lebs48.
Time for our highlight game of the week, an Eastern Conference matchup this time.
Beautiful move, they chip it in, and sent right back down by Orlando. No icing called against the Solar Bears. Gladiators arguing the call, and they shoot and score. Gladiator bench enraged right now. Blanc holds it in, shoots it down the wall. Blanc tries to skate to the front of the net, does, backhands it in front, Winquist shoots and scores. Sends to the center point, Sullivan, slap shot, it comes in front lane, jamming at it! And Skapski's down to the blue paint. Tries to get it clear, he can't, pick an inch out front, they shoot and score. 3-0 lead for Orlando. Phillips skates into his offensive zone, plays it near circle, Winquist to the trailer, Zirkle shoots, he scores. Nesbitt, back to the right wing, Danford. Big slap shot, he scores! So Doherty comes on, now Sparks to the center point, Danford. Danford far side, Doherty one-timer, he scores! Taken by Doherty, up ice he goes. Brought into the zone by Pond, drops it for Sparks. Sparks waits, cuts to the middle, shoots, he scores! Game on the line, Gladzy to face-off win. Pond wins it to the center point, Sparks to the near side, Danford shoots, that one's blocked, it's loose in front, and it's cleared, and Orlando will take the win. So now we got some stuff after the whistle. Manfredo takes down Lane from behind, and everybody going at it.
Hi, I'm Justin Parizek of the Idaho Steelheads, and you're watching ECHL Week.
It's time for Voices of the ECHL. Today, Arlie Johnson of the Jacksonville Icemen. Which cities are on your ECHL resume?
I was the first broadcaster for the Mobile Mystics in 1995 too many years ago to even count. I spent one season there, and I also spent a couple years with the Greensboro Generals back 2001 to 2003. It's been a long, long retirement. I'm glad to be back.
Do you have a favorite ECHL city?
Jacksonville was one of them, no question about it. I also loved going to Nashville when they had a team. They were the Nashville Knights at the time. A lot of great cities in the ECHL. Honestly, I think from a hockey perspective, South Carolina, I loved going to Charleston, more for in the arena as well as outside of the arena. They have a wonderful fan base there, and yeah, the Stingrays have a special place for me as well.
Care to talk about any on-air missteps?
Every once in a while, if I'm in a commercial break, I kind of like to sing along with the songs that are on the PA system, sometimes loudly. And I won't confirm or deny that maybe I have sung them after I have gone on air.
Have any outstanding ECHL memories?
One was the first game ever for the Mobile Mystics. That was my first game as a pro, ironically, against the Jacksonville Lizard Kings at the time. It was in Mobile, so it wasn't here in this city. But that was a sold-out crowd. That was electric. It was everything I wanted hockey broadcasting to be. Probably my other one was, at least for me, more recent, being able to do what was called a Pack the House night in Greensboro, where we publicized a game against the Columbia Inferno for a few weeks to try and get the highest attendance in the ECHL for that particular year. We did. We had over 11,000 fans for a game against Columbia, won the game in overtime, and as thrilling a game as you could possibly imagine. It was everything that crowd would have wanted it to be, and that was definitely something special.
That wraps up another edition of ECHL Week from Worcester, Massachusetts. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, we've got all the bases covered when it comes to social media. Keep up to date on everything that's going on in the ECHL by checking them all out. See you next time.